Well, hey folks, Real Honesty with Ritland and
The Terminator.
This review actually is of Slenderman. Holy fuck.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
We-
On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a potato.
I knew a girl that could fit a potato in her. You want to know more?
No.
Okay. It's a Dutch oven baked potato. Moving on. This movie, it wasn't even a it was a checklist horror movie, not even cliched. Because you can have fun with cliches.
Oh, yeah.
If you have camp and stuff like that. And by the way, in case you guys are wondering, you guys may follow us on Twitter, and if you don't, please do. We did review this yesterday. We're reviewing it again because we're going to come up with a much better way to do things.
Because, sweet Jesus, this movie... I want to give you all the information possible so that you have absolutely no appeal in watching this movie. This isn't a movie that is so good it's bad. It's not so bad that it's good. It's just... You don't need to see it. You don't need to see how bad it is.
You really don't. I mean, if you watch it on Netflix with your buddies, like, later, okay. Because then you're not paying for it. And if you get drunk enough...
Not monetarily, no.
No. But here's the thing about the movie. Now, I mean, by the way, spoilers. We're just getting into spoilers right here because there's nothing to spoil. Because it's called Everybody Dies, the movie. Now, if you've seen The Apparition... This reminded me a lot of The Apparition, and there was a sense of dread, and there was no character at all. And you had one named actress in the whole thing, and Joey King.
Yeah.
Who was in The Conjuring, and was in White House Down,
Yes.
Wish Upon. Oh God, Wish Upon.
Of the four lacking character, Joey King's character had the most character, and that was not saying much.
It wasn't. It did
You could tell she was working with the best that she had.
Yeah.
And what she got wasn't good enough.
Right. By the way, our voices are still a little rough because we were at an indie wrestling show recently.
Honestly, I can't tell the difference with it.
It's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, how rough I am.
Gross.
Voice. It did have, the redhead that was in it was the young girl from Oculus, which was a better horror movie. That's not saying much, because Oculus had a good idea, it just did nothing with it. But going with this, if you don't know,
Infernum.
if you don't,
I'm thinking 13 Ghosts.
Shannon Elizabeth didn't die in that movie, and that's what made it bad. Well, that and the fact it was actually bad. It had its moments. But anyway, with Slenderman, if you don't know what Slenderman is, it's based on, like, what? Some guy photoshopped a really, really tall, spindly guy.
It was initially a character design to add into the whole creepypasta thing online. And it took off and became a video game. That video game
was actually pretty good.
For being a free game, was good. You collect 8 notes. You try to avoid Slenderman. The more notes you gather, the more Slenderman pursues you.
Yeah, and the idea is Slenderman basically can bring you in with his tentacles, his no face, and take you to his treehouse. Actually, he has his own treehouse in this movie.
I am my own tree.
It's like if they did Sleepy Hollow, only really bad.
Yeah. This movie was a movie without consequence.
Or context, really. Well, let's start kind of at the beginning of it. Let's start at that. These 4 girls, where you have the stereotypical one that has the alcoholic father, and I'm not making fun of alcoholism, but one of these movies always tends to have an alcoholic in it. Wish Upon was proof of that. Ryan Felipe. Maybe that's because he cheated on Reese Witherspoon. Moving on. You had this black chick,
Chloe.
Chloe. I couldn't remember her name. Sorry. She was fine. None of the acting was inoffensive. Well, okay, some of it, but it was bad stuff.
Katie, Chloe, Ren, and Hallie.
And the Chloe had the father that wasn't there. He died. It's not a stereotype. That would actually be even worse if they done that stereotype. Joey King's character, and then
Ren.
Hallie. Ren. Oh God. And Stimpy, you idiot.
You stupid idiot, Stimpy.
But the idea is all these girls, like, they're all best friends. Even though they turn on each other so goddamn quickly, you can't imagine how this friendship didn't dissolve over, like, shopping at some point.
And all of them are terrible people.
They are.
Every single one of them.
They're
not like Hitler terrible, but they're all just awful, bitter people.
Who are hiding so many damn secrets, and you wouldn't think you hide secrets from friends. Like, we all have our secrets, but you wouldn't hide stuff like oh, hey, by the way, you need to do this instead of this to save yourself from Slenderman. But they watch a video, which is so much like The Ring.
After getting done watching porn.
Oh, yeah. Wait, The Ring isn't porn.
Depends on which ring you're looking at.
Do you want to know what ring I was looking at?
I can already guess.
Okay. But yeah, they were looking at porn. See, that part was kind of real.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, girls, they're young, damn millennials or wherever the hell they are. I don't know. You're not a millennial.
Yes, I am.
Okay, you're not a damn millennial. You're a smart millennial.
I'm a smart millennial. The new smart millennial.
It sounds like a bad Cadillac knockoff. But they watched this. They watched some porn, which you can't really see anything. It's PG-13, so there really isn't anything there. It's a lot like The Apparition, a lot like Wish Pond, a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, I think Wish Pond was R. But
they got to the Slenderman video.
Yeah.
By watching a website video, and
website.
They hadn't even established their character yet, and they're already getting into the Slenderman video. So now you know this whole movie's going to be about Slenderman. There's going to be no character building.
Which can work if you play it for camp, and they didn't.
If you did it from Slenderman's perspective, maybe that would be fine, because you wouldn't have to worry about character. You just have to watch as Slenderman hunts all of these girls down.
We can't, and you know what the great thing is? They should have had Cena play Slenderman. Here's why. Because you can't ever see his face.
You can't see him in general.
That's a good... Okay.
Unless you're wearing Nakamura goggles.
So, the whole thing about it is, though, is, as you were saying, just, boom, 0 to 60... And I mean, actually, it's 0 to 1 because this thing never got close to 60. The video reminded me so much of The Ring, like just right there. I mean,
you could tell where they gathered their inspiration.
Not that The Ring was anything original either, because of course it was an American remake of a Japanese movie that was. Yeah.
But also, it did very differently, using a different method of getting their attention. You have to be a willing participant in order for Slenderman to come after you.
This is true. So you have to be stupid, basically, is the idea. To invite this entity that's just a meme. That's all it is. It's just a fucking meme that died. It had this come out in 2012.
I wouldn't say that is stupid. Most people of any level of intelligence would look at a video like that and go, "Okay, why not?"
Well, no. Okay, well, yeah, good point. I mean, they did all that.
If you're a horror movie connoisseur, you look at that shit and be like, "Nope."
Right. Nope. I know where this is going. And the thing is from there, everybody's either having bad dreams, or you have Hallie and her sister, and I don't remember the sister's name, I didn't care.
Elizabeth, I think?
Something like that? I mean, again, nobody was distinguished in this movie. Nobody was really bad with their acting, except there were points where Joey King was given some terrible dialogue and was just supposed to, just forcing this stuff out, like with, I didn't mean to do this, and it's just so bad, but it's like they didn't do more than one take.
I like how
it's not her fault.
Yeah, I like how they went absolutely nowhere with Chloe. Like, they talked as though everyone disappeared at the end of the movie, but Chloe
was still in her house.
Just kind of catatonic.
Yeah. And, like, you had their first friend, Katie, that disappeared. So basically the idea is the stupidest people vanish. And after agreeing to this whole thing in the Slenderman video, where you gotta listen to the 3 dongs, a bell that is, that's a different type of Slenderman video. Don't ask how I know that. But the idea is... What?
No, nothing.
Okay. The idea is, you hear this and to get rid of Slenderman, you have to give us something you love.
And that went absolutely nowhere.
Because, here's the thing. We're going to skip ahead a whole lot. And yeah, it might be a bit of a lengthy review.
Yeah, it may have to do with the fact that Chloe ran during the ritual.
Yes. Because they all had blindfolds on. Don't take your blindfold off, which somehow everybody knew. What amazes me is that they somehow...
If I was wearing my mirrored glasses and he saw his own face reflected back in them, would he be affected by it?
It would be like Medusa. It'd be like Medusa. Oh, man. It was like a great Neo impression when the agent seals his mouth.
No, yeah, that's right.
Best Keanu Reeves acting, by the way.
But anyway. Chloe ran... specifically being told, don't look at his face because you'll be driven insane. And like any time you tell a teenager not to do something, they do it.
They fucking do it.
She runs off, she encounters Slenderman, and the first thing she does is look at his face.
But and of course then she's catatonic and that kind of stuff, and you can clearly tell, well, this person's possessed, there's nothing that could possibly go wrong here.
And then they went absolutely nowhere with that.
And they went nowhere. Katie wasn't around, and then she was, and there was this weird stuff where they were being stalked by Slenderman because apparently he has a cell phone that can follow you.
I just imagine he's got like a cell phone in one of his like little tentacle arms, and he's holding the cell phone, and it's just like, LOL.
Hey, oh yeah, this is some hot stuff.
Gross.
Considering they were all playing teenager, Slenderman might be a little creepier if I made him sound like that.
Then again, it's Slenderman. He kidnaps children.
That's true. That's true.
Your children.
It's Phil Spector? Anyway, but the idea of this is, it was so ridiculous and so boring, and that's the problem with the movie. It wasn't campy. They couldn't have any fun with it. But the phone stuff, the live feed of Slenderman going through their house, is just what I love, because I'm just picturing Slenderman holding a phone.
This would have made an excellent comedy.
It should have been. But they played it too straight. As you go on, you get people that are going, suddenly this person's having issues with the dreams. But this character over here isn't. And then suddenly it's reversed, and there's no explanation for it.
You could have truly terrifying moments broken up with hilarious comedy.
And
because I bet you that these actresses could have done that.
Oh yeah, Joey can't do comedy.
And having a meme of a character like Slenderman,
yeah,
you could have totally hammed this up, and it would have been the best fucking parody horror movie since the original Scary Movie.
Or the original Scream. One could argue the original Scream was a parody, even though it was more horror. But yeah, agreed. They just...
Especially that one scene.
And you know what? We're going to get to that scene in a bit, but one thing I want to point out before we get to that scene. You got all these... Apparently it's in a small town in Massachusetts, which was never clarified to us. But all these houses and architectures, which I know it's different in Boston because they have some old buildings and new buildings. We see nothing of how these houses are connected in any way in a county, a city, or anything.
Yeah.
They can be 50 miles away from each other for all we know.
There's nothing established on how they get from point A to point B, especially at fucking midnight.
Yeah. We need to be at our friend's house. Oh, let's just go down the road, I guess, or 10 miles away. We don't know. You know?
Yeah, there was nothing established.
Nothing. None of the I don't remember any of the parents' names.
You don't need to establish like public transportation with a long exposition.
No.
But if you show them riding the bus late at night, then you now establish that, hey, yeah, they can get from point A to point B. Continue to suspend your disbelief.
I mean, it is a horror movie. You gotta throw that stuff out. I don't know why that bothered me, but it just did, because it's like none of these houses seem...
pointed it out.
Well, yeah, but think about it. None of these houses seem connected. None of this seem connected. Yeah. And suddenly it's like, okay, we're gonna check on our friend.
How do you guys know each other?
Yeah.
When did you meet?
All right.
What kind of character are you?
Are you any character? Katie's dad, after she disappears, breaks into Haley's house.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next, 3-4 scenes, first, before Chloe becomes possessed, all three of them break into the house of, of her dad, Katie's dad, and then they proceed to break into, 3 more houses, which apparently you can just do. I think it's 2 or 3, but you could just keep doing that.
I mean, they broke into the trailer and then broke into Katie's room.
Right, but they also broke into, they tried to break into Chloe's house.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But the whole point is apparently you could just break and enter here, and I guess nobody gives a shit.
It's a small town, everyone knows each other.
Yeah, but it's just, the idea of this was ridiculous, and going to the one fucking scene that is so goddamn ridiculous. You got Haley and Andy? Todd? Was it Todd?
The Todd.
Was that actually his name?
I think so.
I thought it was
Todd
Andy.
or Tom?
Tom,
that's right.
I think it was. But, okay, so they're making out. It's typical teens. Well, 20-somethings playing teens. Yeah, it's just so... They're
listening to some quality music.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually some really good music. And the only bit of good music in the goddamn movie.
Yeah.
And the only good part in the movie. But they're making out on the couch. He's on her, and it's PG-13, so you're not going to see much of anything. And then suddenly she starts having Slenderman hallucinations, and this guy is just doing this.
And then freezes on
It freezes on his face, or it's like this. And it's all like that. And then and then it freezes again, and his eyes sunken, and all that stuff and everything.
Oh, God, that was so bad.
And
I was laughing the entire time.
We couldn't help it. I was trying not to... I was trying to stifle my laugh, and I'm like, fuck it. Everybody else is laughing. Chris is laughing. I'm just going to fucking do it.
Oh, God, it's so bad. Why was it so bad?
And so that and that stuff. And they still did the phone thing. You know what? Oh, God, Slenderman sees me. Yeah, you fucking idiots. He can see you. Joey King's character suddenly is stenciling in after she's gone nuts. He wants us. Yes, you established that already. How is that shocking? This movie is on Reddit.
No.
That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, it's good.
But nobody read what she wrote.
Maybe.
There was no consequences to her actions.
Maybe only the people that Slenderman contacts can see it.
Hallie didn't.
Yeah, but none of them seemed intelligent enough to see it. The whole thing is with this, it was a checklist horror movie. Alcoholic dad, friends that betray each other, friends that withhold secrets, stupid jump scares, the library scene where Joey King's character's in there and running around all the... Remember?
This is where it comes back to where there were no consequences. So, and because I remember talking about this on the first draft of our review.
Right.
Joey King's character was researching into bioelectric creatures and things like that and what happens
right.
when you get in contact. And as she was digging into it, you hear more of Slenderman approaching. You hear... Because the wood starts to creak and... start to hear
corridors
noises.
do this stretchy shit.
Yeah, and so she starts getting chased by Slenderman.
Mm-hmm.
She's running around, she's knocking into things, she's falling about, and then when she snaps back to reality, whoops, there goes gravity. But
a shopping cart. Library cart. Right.
She runs into it, but after that, there's no consequences. There's nobody who, saw this crazy girl running about, getting from point A to point B.
What? She even asked if she was okay. She didn't even answer her. And that was the extent of her character.
Yeah.
The chick in the library. But yeah, no consequences, nothing. Nobody calling her parents to see if she had parents, to see if she, was okay. Mm. Hey, your daughter was in our library acting like a maniac running around.
Yeah.
And there was nothing to it. But then, as you get closer, they close, at one point near the end of the movie, people are dying. Obviously. Well, they're off camera dying.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the dreams are what blows my mind. Because the dreams were ridiculous. You had Haley who thought she was pregnant by Slenderman, but then wasn't. Then she woke up out of a dream and woke up out of another dream. Dream within a dream, dreamception. And...
Dream a little dream for me.
There were midgets in this?
Sure.
That'd be kind of funny. But the whole thing of it is don't watch this movie. Just don't. Because the end of it... You have Haley, and she's given up, and she gets taken by Slenderman to save her sister, because her sister is suddenly possessed. And she gets pulled into the tree. And this is where I talked about the apparition thing, because you have Ashley Greene being touched a whole bunch as she's absorbed. That was a different movie I saw, though. But anyway, it was also what I want to do Ashley Greene. Moving on from that. Mm. It was just this ending where you want to do that kind of stuff, okay, that's about the only right thing they did. Well, that because it ended.
Yeah.
Because it needed to end. But at least giving up, like you and I were talking about, earlier. Giving up, just giving up and accepting what happens.
Oh, God, the end scene where she goes to Slenderman and says, take me. And then
runs.
He's like, okay. And it's like, nope.
And then she runs. It's like, what? I was half expecting somebody just to get a surface-to-air missile and try to shoot Slenderman or something like that, because at this point, that's about all that could have saved it.
Yeah.
But... really with it, it started nowhere and somehow went backwards. This was a cash grab of a movie that's not even going to grab that much cash. At $28 million, I don't even think it might make 20, maybe.
Might make 10.
Yeah, I mean, at this point. The special effects are terrible. Yeah, special effects are terrible.
Slenderman the flamethrower.
Just picturing him throwing fire like Dalsim from Street Fighter.
Have you not seen Spaceballs?
Yes, Yes, I have. But now I'm picturing him as Dalsim just throwing stuff. But the camera work also is what bothers me. They're running through the woods and they're trying to do this artistic stuff, but it looks so bad. It looks so amateurish.
Or when they're doing the selfie and the arm is
yeah, their arm is 20 feet long and they're trying to do this, and it's like...
The real Slenderman was inside them all along.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
I mean, I did get a lot of Evil Dead 2 vibes here.
Yeah, I mean, and it's they could have speaking to that, they really needed to ham this up. They honestly did. It was...
If you're going to make a horror movie PG-13, ham it the fuck up.
Because Cabin in the Woods, that was rated R, but still. Cabin in the Woods was rated R, and that was hammy as fuck. Because I recognized what it was. But just honest to God, just F. There isn't anything to this. Like, if you're going to watch it with friends on Netflix, do that, but do not watch... I use passes, by the way, to watch this.
On a scale of no derb to derb, it gets a negaderb.
That's going to be the new rating for movies. We're probably going to review the Halloween remake or sequel, aren't we?
Probably.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, do you agree, do you disagree with what we said? Do you think that we point out enough stuff? What are some things you hated in the movie, besides everything? Let us know, actually, some stuff you might have liked. Anyway, like, share, comment, subscribe, Twitter link, and a poll in the, well, not in the description, it'll be the eye above his head. But it's been real awesome with Jonn, Ritland, and
the Turbinator.
We will be back, hopefully with better voices, for Monday Night Raw tomorrow.
Alright, see ya.